Today we have this lovely bunch of treasure. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And we have 4th Art Saturday scissors. That is the theme that our dear Mary the LTA tasked us with. Something to do with scissors. So, y'all know a while back, Hobby Lobby had some clearance stuff going on. I happened to cross this package of, I don't know, printed die cut pieces. And they had a pair of scissors right on top. And I'm like, well, for 74 cents, those are mine. So, I got them. Because I knew the theme was coming. Just saying. Any hoobables. I also have a Fisker's punch that punches out scissors, and I was just playing with that. I wasn't sure if I were gonna use it or not. I ended up not using it, but anyway, I decided I wanted to cut out the little solid piece inside the handle, so I did that. And I piddle around with a couple of pairs, cutting them apart, fitting them together, which you will see that part, okay? Now that cardstock in the background is, it looks like it's probably a mono printed cardstock. I'm sure that's what it is. And I don't know how old it is or anything else about it, y'all. Could have been done on a video. May not have been done on a video. IDK. But we will use that as our background. It doesn't look that great on the screen. I'm just noticing and saying. But in real life, it was really pretty. I liked it because it's the one I picked out of the millions that I have. Okay, so I might not have millions of them. But anyway. So, this is a hop on the 4th Saturday, okay? And it's a themed hop. And there's several other people involved. Links are in the description box below for your convenience. Click on the first one in the list and so on and so forth, and it will take you all the way through the hop. When you end up back here, you know you've seen them all. You can also search or follow the hashtag 4th Art Saturday, and that is Saturday spelt it out, and you will find older videos and hops and just all kinds of stuff. I also have a playlist for it. Mary also has a playlist, and probably everybody else Burton here. So it's lots of fun, well, for us to participate, because we don't see other people's videos until the hop goes live, so we don't know what they did. It's a secret till it happens, y'all. And it's fun to see sometimes how we do similar things. And it's really fun to see how we don't do similar things. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. So, I have pieced at my scissors. I've punched a hole with the crocodile. And I go over and I get a brad. I have not put the brad in there yet, but that is a piece to cover up the brad sprung's arms on the back side so it doesn't catch on stuff. That's playing in my head, y'all, because y'all know sometimes I just get an idea and I'm like, well, we're just going to film it, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it's going to work anyway. So, because, I mean, you know, stuff happens, right? So I put it in there, and then I decided I want to trim down the little arms that splay out on the back of the brads. Well, that makes the brad. So I'm just trimming those off with my handy dandy Fiskars scissors. And you notice I'm using my little purple scissors from my secret internet admirer. More thank you. Any hoobadoos. And it's funny, right? Because we got scissors on the month of scissor theme. Funny. Serendipity. So now we're just going to use some fabrifix. I don't think I listed it in my ingredients below the video. Oh, did I mention there's a list of ingredients below the video also? There is. So instead of trying to blend in the white edge from the mono print, I thought, well, we're just going to scissor that right off of there. So that's what we're doing. And yes, portions of the video have been sped up. A few parts of redundancy has been removed to shorten it because it's a hop. So there's other people's hopping, y'all. You don't need to necessarily spend an hour on everybody's video, but you could. Okay? Good. So I'm going to put that onto black cardstock. That's what's in my head. And now I'm going to cut a section out. And I'm like, well, I don't like that line, so we're going to have to erase it. And I do that sometimes, you know. I'm just like, well, I could have just went after it with the craft knife, but no. I wanted to pre-think, y'all. Loose term there. I'm like, well, I don't want it quite that long. I've got my little animated scissors, articulated, not animated, articulated. That means they open and close, even though they don't really cut, and they're not real scissors because they're paper. Well, it's kind of a lightweight cardstock. Anyway, these articulated. That means they move. And then we're inking around because it was obviously important that you see me inking around. And what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? I don't remember. We're just going to set that there. Oh, yeah. We're going to use this very cool, scientifical looking stencil. Okay. And we're going to use, I started off just using a black archival. And then I thought, well, heck, let's just put other colors on there. So I start pulling out all other colors. This is just my big archival pads. There's black, there's vermilion, there's an emerald green, and a blue. And I think at one point I pulled out some Venetian orange, but it doesn't show up quite so well. Anyway, I wanted the Venetian orange to kind of be my pop color, you know, that color that goes zing. But, you know, I don't know that it worked out that way. So we're just using that. And these are the makeup brushes that they used to carry at the Dollar Tree. And maybe some of them still do. Mine, I've not seen them in mine for a while. Quite a while, actually, y'all. Since it went up to $1.25. I know, I almost didn't mention that. The Dollar Tree was now a $1.25 tree. But they didn't change their name. Anyway. So we're just doing that. And I love the stencil. It's just so fun. And it's very zippy zappy back there in the back. And we're currently using the green. So just keep going. And we wiggle it around and put it in different places. That's the Venetian orange. And as you can see, it's just not. And that's okay. I love how it looks. Y'all, it looks a little bit better in real life than it does on my screen. Anyway, just wiggling that around, and we'll move on to something else in a minute. One day. Maybe. No, we will. So there we go. Now we're going to cut that line in there. Okay, we're going to use a craft knife. All right. I know I'm not using scissors, but we're using a craft knife. And I'm just kind of wiggly woggly. Okay, on this side. And I turn it over so I can see the cut mark because I want to remove a sliver of the cardstock. Not a whole lot, but enough that it looks like it's been cut. Okay, you'll see. Well, if you saw the thumbnail, you might have saw it already. If you didn't see the thumbnail, you have a surprise coming. So I'm inking in there, which may or may not have been necessary, but you know, it was important for me to show you the inking today. Hit and miss on that, y'all. And so now we're moving on. We're going to do, I decided I want to do some heat embossing because I am determined to get some orange on there. So I got this here stamp. It was on clearance, my boyfriend, at the Hobby Lobby. And it was like $2.50. That's going to be a close price. It might have been $2.75. Close, okay? Oh, reminded me of, Van Gogh, Starry Night. So, stamping that around in various places with embossing ink. And now we're using some orange embossing powder. Okay. I kind of end up getting powder all over my hand and my arm and that pink silicone mat, which I like those, y'all, just saying. I'm like, well, I want some more stamping down here, and you shouldn't necessarily go in and double stamp when you haven't heat set your other stuff yet, but, sometimes we do things in special order. The order of whatever happens. And there we go. You can see that powder getting everywhere. Oh, it's a beautiful color. I think it's tiger lily. If I'm going to operate from my memory bank, I'm going to say it's tiger lily, okay? Could be. Might not be. So, he coming. And this part is sped up a lot. I don't know if you can see the magic happening on your screen or not. Because where I did the stenciling, some of that looks a bit blurry. I don't know. Maybe it's my eyes. Maybe it's the screen. Maybe it's really blurry. In Hoobles, we're melting the embossing powder, and it leaves a shimmery, and to me now they look like, instead of like looking like swirly sky movement, they look almost like fingerprints, y'all, which I thought was kind of cool. So I thunk about what to say because I wanted a sentiment on here, and my sentiment got quite large. Excuse me, as you can see. So I die cut all these kabillions and billions of letters to spell out a really long sentiment, which you will see forthwith, soonage. Probably. You could probably already read most of it. And as I'm gluing it on, of course, things get a little shifted here and there. Now we're going to cover up the crack we cut in the page. Because it's going to be a pocket. I know it's a shocking revelation that I am putting a pocket on a journal page. This is a flat journal page, y'all. I will assemble my flat pages at some point or another when I feel like, well, that's enough for this one. So, I will assemble them one way or the other. I don't know. So we're covering that up. And then I thought, I wanted to put my gold behind there because I wanted some gold ink. So I pulled it back off, and I'm like, I'll put a pencil line so I can see where I'm doing it. Not that it would have mattered. I could have just scribbled back and forth with gold. Gold line, and I'm going to add some little chrome in there. You can't really tell that it's in there, especially on the screen, but you sort of can in real life because, real life is different. Y'all know that about real life. So, now we're covering that up, and you're going to be able to see like the little gold stuff, gold crack, missing spot, there. Try as chaos might. What did it say? Let me read it. I got it written down right here. Try as chaos might, it cannot cut away from humankind the kindness that is being human. That's what it says on the outside. Now we're putting glue on the back of our fancy page, and we're going to glue it onto the black cardstock. See, I put the gold line on there, but then I realized, I got to cover that pocket up so it's a pocket. Stuff doesn't fall into it kind of thing. So we're moving along, smooshing it all down, doing all that stuff. Now, I had those little tiny scissor brads. I don't know where I got those from. I don't know how long I've had them. A long time. I don't know why I had them. So anyway, I'm a collector. You know that about me and my clearance shopping. So I thought, well, we're going to put 3 of them on here because I like the number 3. And so we're going to use it. And then I put them back there, and I thought, well, I need to cover that back up. So I punch out some little circles to cover those up, and then I come back because the little arms splay out there and they're too long, so I'm going to trim those, and then we're going to cover them all up just like I did the other little brads. Okay, now here I punch out my 3 circles to cover up the brads, and then that's just when I decide, oh, I better trim it. Now you see those 2 laying on the cardstock? I don't know whatever happened to those 2. All right, or 2 of them. 2 of these circles totally disappeared. See, that one's gone. And the other one's gone. It's like, where the heck did they go? I don't even have sleeves on them to knock them off the tabletop. I don't even know where they went. They just flat out disappeared right in front of our eyes. And I'm looking and I'm like, where did they go? Where did they go? I looked on the floor. I looked everywhere, all around my space, and I just couldn't find them. So there's our scissors. It's a tag. And the scissors, the little caption on that says, "Our light shines as white gold among the darkness of a world in need. We shine not in vain. Truth radiates 360 degrees across the multiverse in times forward and behind." So there we go. 4th Art Saturday scissors. Ta-da! Photo montage. Hi, y'all. Relatively simple idea, made more complex because I did. Oh, and for the dots on my little eyes in my words, guess what those are? Little black diamonds. Be sure to follow the hop, like, kind comment, and share everyone's videos. Everybody appreciates your time and your kindness. Kindness, being kind, human kindness. Thanks so much for watching, and happy art, y'all. Multiverse kindness.